Are you in for a treat today? I came along and found Bullet in the tree here. Took a couple of photos, took a tiny bit of video, was just about to then move away, actually started the quad bike. As I started it, I kind of glanced up in the air a little bit and, oh my goodness, it's Matilda in the tree with him. What is going on? Smash that like button, subscribe, and always leave a comment below. If you like what you see here already, you're going to be knocked out by my new Patreon membership perks. Come on, help me help koalas even more. And I mean, just have a look at the expression on her face. Not impressed, I think is what you might call it. So there's lots of really great stuff that you're going to see. If we can't say the cutest animal in the world, what do you reckon? Is Bullet going to be successful in mating Matilda? Is she ready? Is someone else going to come along? Is she going to get away? I wonder what's going to happen. Maybe it's something else completely that I haven't even suggested now. So take up the challenge, hit the like button, pop in the comments below what you think is going to happen at the end of this video. Koala Gardens is a wildlife sanctuary on private land. Subscribing helps me bring koalas to you, and liking this video helps me bring them to the whole world. I'm lucky enough to live in the koala's backyard with a wild and free colony on the far north coast of New South Wales in Australia. Check out my Patreon options and come over and chat on my public Discord server. You'll find links for these and lots more in the description below. I'm Katrina and I'm passionate about saving koalas. What's up, YouTube? Well, what a surprise finding Matilda and Bullet in the same tree. You are going to be seeing a video in the next week or two about Bullet and Rocket, and you'll notice when you do some big differences in the behaviour here. So as you might have guessed, this is typical koala breeding season behaviour. Did Bullet manage to mate Matilda? That's going to be the big question, and I'm going to save this date and we'll be doing some math. If a male koala is able to mate a female, he will still try and hold her in that tree for as long as he can to help ensure that he prevents another male from mating her and getting the opportunity to father some offspring. So finding a male holding a female in a tree doesn't tell us enough of the story. We don't know, did he manage to mate her through the night and he's holding her, or is he holding her because he's hoping to get to mate her? Oh, the mysteries involved in watching koala behaviour. Now, for me personally, to add some real spice into this whole situation, I was actually waiting for the call from Friends of the Koala to say that they would be bringing Phoenix and Luna back home soon. So I had to go back to the house, get a second camera, bring a second camera down with a tripod and set it up to watch these two so that I would still have camera for the release of Phoenix and Luna. If you're wondering, I actually have 3 cameras. 2 of them are basically the same camera. One is just a newer model, and so I kept the older camera and I use that on wet days so that I don't take the newer camera out in the wet weather, and for instances like this where I actually need a second camera. The other camera is a really good camera, but I don't have the reach of the zoom on that one. But I do have a beautiful macro lens on that one. Matilda has decided to have a little bit of a browse on the leaf here where she's sitting. Never miss an opportunity for a meal, says any self-respecting koala. A really interesting thing about wildlife observation and filming is that you tend to find that for many hours on end, not a lot happens. And when things happen, they often happen suddenly. So you often have to leave cameras out just filming in the hopes that they'll be pointing in the right place when something really interesting goes on. Matilda spent around an hour sitting in the tree, having a little bit of a nibble now and then, and you can see Bullet right over on your right hand side catching up on some sleep. I'll just put the film into fast motion so that you can see that in fact Matilda did sit there eating and eating and nothing much else happened. Once she finished, she had a bit of a look around, and I can tell that she's starting to maybe have a bit of a think about whether there is something she might be able to do about her situation or not. What's going to happen? What I wouldn't give to have hips as flexible as Matilda. Mind you, I'm not quite sure I need to live up in the treetops, but boy, I'd like those hips. Okay, here she goes. She's on the move. Let's see what she does. If you look carefully at her body language, I think it's really interesting. You can see how carefully she's moving. She's moving in slow motion and she's checking around carefully. It really is a matter of she is going sneaky sneak. Can I move without being detected? She stopped at this point about halfway down to the tree, and it's like she's weighing up her options, taking stock, deciding just what it is she's going to do. And I still really don't have a clue. But I had come back now, and so I stopped the filming at this point and I decided to move the camera to the other side of the tree so that this wattle wouldn't be in the way. And Bullet woke up and decided to have a good old vocalising about the whole situation. I'm not sure whether he's impressing her or not. What do you think? Unfortunately, I was going to have to get back to the house again now because Phoenix and Luna were due to be arriving pretty soon. I really wanted to stay here and watch exactly what was going to play out between Matilda and Bullet. Of course, from a distance. At this point, even though the camera is near the tree and pointing up, I had moved off so that I was fairly much out of view again. But there was obviously no way that I was going to be able to stay around, so I left for them to sort the situation out and just hoped that I'd left the camera in the right position. While I was gone, a point was finally reached where Matilda decided that she was going to make her move. What is she going to do? She's going to play the sneaky sneak and try to get away from Bullet. Is it going to work? Well, I guess we're going to have to waffo, watch and find out. Here she goes. Once again, look at the body language. And I just love how slowly and carefully she's moving. He's asleep and she's come right down to within, just a metre or so of him and has managed to do it without waking him up. I love how she's been smart enough to even stop at this point, just sit still and once again evaluate the situation, work out whether she's been successful in what she's done so far, and decide on exactly how her next move is going to play out. Life in the wild is really all about taking every opportunity that presents, because a wild animal never knows when an opportunity will prove to be fruitful or not. Whether that's the male koala taking the opportunity to attempt to mate a female, or whether it's the female koala taking the opportunity to get away without being detected. Finally, after sitting here in this spot for around 10 minutes, Matilda got herself all prepped up and ready to make her final move. I love, once again, the body language and the way she moves so carefully to attempt to avoid being detected, even though she accidentally does make some rustling noises with the dead bark hanging on the tree, and she nearly gets caught. You can see he half woke up, and yet she manages to still sneak down the tree, and he is still asleep. She takes it slowly and carefully. This is in normal speed. I haven't slowed anything down. This is exactly how Matilda snuck off down the tree out of camera range and without Bullet being aware of her at all. You can hear the background noises and you can hear that there's no noise to alert him, but all of a sudden Bullet does actually realise something, and he wakes up, pops his little head up, and he looks and looks and he's like, oh, come on, you're kidding. She's got out of the tree. How did that happen? He realises where she is, and that's it. He doesn't climb down in slow motion. He comes scooting down that tree, and unfortunately, he goes out of range of the camera. However, we do have some sound that the camera caught. Okay, let's just break down what we heard. We heard two distinct koalas. You know what Bullet sounds like because you know that bellowing noise. And that other koala noise was Matilda telling him in no uncertain terms that he had better just run back off to that tree. So she was on the ground, must be right beside the camera tripod, and he came down to the ground level. And I like to think that she might have even slapped him in the face. Bullet's watching her intently, and in a moment you'll hear her start to walk away because you'll hear the dry leaves crunching, and then he's going to take pursuit again. It would seem that round one goes to Matilda. She might be a queen, but what a voice she's got. I just love females that have that really deep, growly voice. I have met quite a few of them over the years. Some of them scream really high-pitched screams, and some of them just have that guttural, growling, no nonsense, will be accepted voice. And Matilda's one of them. Love it. So to finish off, while we listen to Bullet having his grumbling little bellowings after Matilda got away, here is the bonus image that I've made for you. I hope you like it. There's just one bonus image this time. When I am able to, I will make a few versions of a bonus image so that you can all choose which one you like best. But here is a bonus image of what I played about with the look Matilda was giving me when I first arrived on the scene. So please do let me know what you think of the whole of everything that went on. Did you guess right at the beginning of the video? It's okay if you guess totally wrong. And let me know what you think of the bonus image that I've prepared for you. And guess what? You've made it through to the end of yet another video, and there is so much great videos still planned coming up. You won't believe it. So when you write in the comments below, would you make sure that you write in there, Matilda says no. Thanks for visiting Koala Gardens. Did you hit the like button? Now before you go, there's lots more great video to see, and make sure you've subscribed and hit that notification bell.